Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Somebody tell me in the chat room, was that music way loud on that video? I was working with another version of the intro tune, and it sounded really loud. So just let me know if you get a chance.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
And me, Banshee.
Hey,
Welcome.
business first. That's what I always say.
No. Intro first, Mr. O.
I guess I was
Intro
just so
first.
shocked. You know.
I know.
No, you don't.
I do. All right, so let's see. I think I've got the list in order. Just check in here. Oh, I'm missing January, girl. We can't do that.
So it is a happy Sunday. Absolutely. We have wonderful things to talk about.
Do we?
Maybe.
Well, I got a shipment of new tarot decks yesterday, which was awesome.
Is that
and somehow
wonderful?
I managed to whip out 2 unboxing videos, one of which I published today on our website and blog. It will eventually show up on YouTube, but we thought, we're trying to emphasize the blog and the website, so I did a written review as well as a video is attached to that review, which I've never tried before, so attaching media to the blog. It works. I'm happy.
I'm very impressed with her review. Hey,
thank
I
you,
usually
thank
am. Also the video. The video has a lot of promo stuff at the end, so most of you guys can just skip through that. But
Yeah. Hi, Mama Luna. I'll get
Hi,
you
Mama
on the
Luna.
list.
Hi, everybody.
And the video, is the unboxing showing some of the cards, and I make a few comments there, but the review talks about what I really feel about the deck, and you will see some of the cards today because I'm going to use that deck today as it's very fall-like.
the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot,
Yep.
otherwise known as Jolt.
Jolt. Well, I abbreviated. I didn't want to keep writing Jack-o'-lantern Tarot every time, so in the review.
Exactly.
And Jolt makes a nice little acronym there, I think, actually, so pretty nice.
So let's go ahead and do our collective.
Hey, love and light to you, Mama Luna. All right, the card for the collective. Yes, I'm going to do the Urban Crow again, but if anybody does want an oracle card reading later, I also have out the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn. So that's available, but I also have the Urban Crow here right now, which I'm going to use by MJ Cullinane. I don't know why, but with all the scarecrow imagery around Halloween,
It kind of fits for Halloween.
it
yeah.
just seems like it's a crow time of year. Anyway, just seemed right to me. What can I say? So let's do it.
That reminds me, I need to update the screens here so that they look more like fall and less like summer.
That's right.
We're no longer
Where's your
hanging out
fall
on the
motif,
beaches.
Mr. O?
My what?
Your fall motif, fall equinox has passed.
It'll be up soon. Watch it.
It's all right. I got to get my October backdrops ready for a card of the days on Facebook and Twitter to get those ready as the new month approaches. And sadly, everybody, Mercury is going retrograde. Wah, wah, wah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Cut them, and then I'll let you pick one, Mr. O. They are all red. Upright. What, you were going to pick that one?
Of course.
Of course. What you got?
Isolation.
Oh, my. Well, I guess we're all COVID survivors, so we are used to that. Isolation. Even when surrounded by a group, we all have experienced a feeling of being alone at one time or another. You may have offered an unpopular opinion or found yourself within a group that didn't connect. Use this time to go inward. Examine what ideas or insights come to mind. Isolation may also indicate a need to remove yourself from a situation to quiet your mind and contemplate on your next move.
Already.
Yeah, it's always good sometimes to have that little quiet time. Remove yourself so that you can get your head straight. I do that a lot.
Okay, I'm bringing out my decks. I have the
Alrighty.
Tarot of the Northern Shadows,
Okay.
the Tarot of the Ancestral Path, and because it is Halloween and because we're
Ooh.
a little bit witchy, the Witch's Tarot, the one by Ellen Cannon Reed.
Ooh.
I know there's a few decks by that name.
Mm-hmm.
And you?
Okay, well, you know me. Okay, it's a little, some of this is a little off Halloween theme, but I got a couple of new decks and I'm going to show them all today. But actually, it's only one. Well, if we count the Golden Girls. I am still using the Golden Girls because it's September. We have one more show in September with the Golden Girls, and there's the Five of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Crying over spilt drinks. And here is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and here's the Page of Swords, that fun deck. And a new Ciro Marchetti deck in my collection. Here is the Eight of Pentacles in the Tarot Decoratif, which is the kind of a mashup deck between the Rider-Waite style of tarot, which you can see a little image of here, and the pips here of the Tarot de Marseille and the French. The pentacles are called deniers. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And when you see my unboxing of this deck, you will laugh at my attempts at French.
Okay, thanks for letting us know, Mama Luna. A general reading for you, so we'll put that in there, and then you can just rewind to watch. Have a safe and happy day. Thanks for dropping in.
I'll put it in. Okay, I'm almost done with my cards. We also have one final new deck, the one with the review and unboxing that just went out, the Jack-O-Lantern Tarot.
Yes.
Very nice seasonal deck, and this is the Magician card in that deck.
Alrighty.
We'll have lots of fun using these today. And finally, Mr. O and I will be switching off on Halloween style Lenormands. The one, or you grab it, you can take your pick.
Yeah.
He's going to take the Halloween Lenormand. It's the back of that deck.
Right. Oh, I drew a witch.
And I have the Maléfique Lenormand, which has spooky, creepy images like the rider here.
Halloween.
Well, at least it's not a headless horseman. All right, let's move on.
Alrighty. So I believe Marcia was first, right?
I'm going through the list here, and Marcia is indeed first. Then Mama T, Lena, Libra Cusp, Acel, Apple and Eve, Gina, January Girl, and Mama Luna.
Alrighty.
All right. So go ahead, Marcia, with your question. And do tell us what's happened this weekend. Maybe we were off with our yes-no reading, eh?
Yeah, it sounded like that yesterday was possible, so... Well, there we are.
Didn't come in.
So he did come in Friday morning, but you weren't there, I guess is what it's saying. Let's see.
Okay. Well, let's do that twofold again, Mr. O. So let's do
Sure.
Will I See Him This Week first, and then we'll look at what's going on.
All right. So I'm going to use my Tarot, the Ancestral Path
Okay.
for that one.
Oh,
Right
Sunny
here.
Sun.
Sunny Sun.
Sunny is on my side again. Well, we'll see if anything like that comes up in the reading. You know, we can only do so much here in a couple of readings for you. We'll take a look. I don't know. Hey, are you on my cough drop? I hope you know you were not
There you
eating
go.
it. Jeez, cat. No, stay. I need the space. It seems like we're moved over maybe just a little bit more this time. He doesn't have quite as much room here because he's really butting into me, Mr. O. Sunny is
Oh, that's it.
fun.
This is all I give you.
Oh, well, that helps, but I mean, I'm talking about the table space,
Oh.
this stuff. That's
No.
what I meant.
Sonny is a funny bunny. He's needy. Like, well, never mind. I won't characterize. Like,
oh my goodness, is he needy sometimes? Sometimes it's really crazy.
I've heard it happens with male cats more than females, so just going to say that.
Okay, so this first reading is for the did we say what's going on with him? Let's do that first. No, will I see him this week? It's a yes/no part.
Okay, so we're doing it as yes/no. Hi, Celie.
Hey, Celie, we'll add you to the list. Sure, I'll go over the list in a minute after we're done with our first reading. Okay. I don't know. This says no, but I wonder, because he seems to be omnipresent. You just missed him because he came in the morning on Friday, but it's leaning towards no. Now, it's not a definite no, so we've got a little wiggle room here. What do you got, Mr.
Right, so the idea that you might see him is leaning towards no, but it's not totally no. So we have these other two cards. We have the Three of Cups, which sounds like a lot like him. He seems to be involved in having, parties,
or
enjoying his
being
life.
with more than one person.
Well, yeah, sure, I guess that.
We'll get to that.
Then the Queen of Cups, though, of course, that's kind of an interesting card for any Scorpio because, of course, Scorpios generally tend to be fairly emotional in most of the ways that they deal with things. Do you think that could be talking about his own nature in this regard?
Maybe, but maybe not. Marcia also asked another question here, which is funny, and I think it interjected into this reading. Do you think he's still dealing with my coworker? Well, I think he's dealing with other people. I think with that Three of Cups here, it's a high probability. The Queen of Cups could indicate, too, here that... maybe the reason why it's leaning towards no is he's busy with somebody else right now.
Well, I'm going to hazard an idea that whether or not it's your co-worker or not, I think from some sort of emotional point of view, maybe he's getting close to sort of, I won't say settle down, but like maybe move to another level of his emotionality or his relationship with somebody in particular. Like maybe he might become exclusive or maybe slightly more exclusive. I don't know for sure, but I just sort of get a vibe from that a little bit. So we're doing that yes or no?
We're going to do, that was the yes,
okay.
no. We're now doing what's going on with him. See if we can get a little more detail. And then we'll do the Lenormand and we'll go to our next reading. Okay, I'm using the Tarot Decorative for this one.
Sonny is around today. We were talking about him a moment ago.
He just left. He was off to my side here.
And we got you on the list, of course.
Yeah.
Sonny will always be around. He's our perpetual. I'm not sure where he went to just at the moment, but I know he'll be back.
He's always coming back and forth. That's his modus operandi. He likes to make an entrance.
It's kind of like that, miss me yet?
As soon as I move this here, he's going to come back. See, for example.
I don't see him, but who knows?
Let's not push it. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Wow, and in this deck, there's no name on the card, but it's the Death card. The Death card is also reversed. And there's Justice upright. I think he's dealing with some poop this week. It looks as though he's not, well, and maybe he's not, because it seems like this is a rather unproductive week for him, Marcia. The Death card's reversed, which means he's kind of stuck or stagnating in some way. Maybe he just can't find his wishes, but I just feel like he is unwilling to make a move or a change at this point. And the Eight of Cups here reversed is about like taking some steps back, revisiting something that maybe he walked away from.
You know, Marcia, I was almost thinking, I guess I could redeem him a little bit because I saw that Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups, and I thought, like, maybe he's coming around or something, you know. But now I'm looking at this, and I'm not so sure I was paying attention, because that Eight of Cups reversed, to me, combined with Death reversed, I sort of think that the idea is that maybe if he is staying exclusive with somebody or narrowing down, you know, his agendas there, it could very well be your coworker. I sort of feel like he wants to revisit or stay in the past, and most likely it's the recent past.
And that's why he's stuck.
He's stuck. I'm going to winnow down what his agendas can be, but he's also got maybe a legal situation coming towards him.
My lantern's not on. But I also feel that Justice card, Marcia, in his case, may just indicate that he's trying to balance things in his life right now. He's stuck, maybe. He's got too many things going on that's making his life out of sorts. And maybe he's trying to achieve some balance once more. That's sort of what I'm getting from the Justice card. I'm going to Lenormand it now. Go ahead, you go first this time.
So I'm going to pull the Lenormand for you, Marcia. See what that gives us. Sometimes it gives us something that's more physical and now, whereas the tarot might be a little bit more about people's thoughts, your thoughts, instincts going on. So let's see.
Hey, Angel Rivera.
Hey, Angel.
I've got the Tarot Decoratif up here right now.
All right, you might have to help me with this. The first card was the pumpkin. Is that the sun?
The pumpkin is number 2, which is the clover.
The clover, the pumpkin. The second card is the fog, so that's the clouds, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it sort of looks like
the light sides are facing the pumpkin. Can't you see light cloud here?
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about that over there.
Well, so there's, you know, the cloud, whether it's light or dark, the clouds do indicate there is some confusion, there is some contention, but I feel, and so I feel like, moving them around, I feel, is there nothing to hold them up to? We forgot.
We did. I'll grab one in a minute.
No.
Okay.
Maybe that'll work.
Hi,
Maybe
Mr.
not.
Jones.
Maybe not.
Sorry we missed you yesterday.
I have an idea.
We were right about at the end there. Okay. I'm going to still grab something later.
It works. Leave it alone. All right. So the thing is that I think with the pumpkin and the clouds is indicating that, you know, there's just something that's not clicking here completely. I feel that he's got things that are stopping him from really having some positive outcomes and good luck come his way. I feel like there's blocks. I feel there's some confusion in his life. He really needs to clear the air with people, because if he does not, I feel like justice is going to come to roost here. And, you know, the pumpkin is indicating that, look at, if you want good luck and good things to happen in your life, you have to eliminate the things that are causing you problems.
Well, how is the lighter side of the clouds different from the darker side of the clouds if it's facing luck? Wouldn't the darker side be the one
Possibly, but I really feel here...
You're going with the general idea.
I'm going with the general idea here because it's what it basically means is that it's possible. Okay, I could look at this one other way, and I don't know if this is where Mr. O is going to go with it. It's possible that something that happens in his life, some moment of clarity could occur, you know, like with a synchronicity or something, finally will make things click as to what he has to do here to clear, you know, to clear up the blockages in his life.
I hope that's true, Marcia, that you're away from his bad luck. And yeah, Libra 222, I love that. And thank you for the nice compliment, Mr. Jones. And don't worry, we got you on the list. What I'm thinking of when I see that is, of course, that maybe the luck running out or the luck being complicated with a struggle may pertain to the legal thing, but it may also be too, I'm just getting a financial vibe, like maybe he's like in a shifting area with his finances, and so he probably needs to consolidate in some way. That could mean having a more firm idea of who his partner is and sharing resources.
It absolutely sounds like he has his hands or something too full.
Yeah, that's what we're getting, I guess. We're beating around the bush.
Absolutely, Marcia.
You know it.
So that's what we have for you. Good luck with this situation, all right? And Mama T, you are up. And after Mama T, it is Lena, Libra Cusp, Acel, Apple and Eve, Gina, January Girl, Mama Luna, Sile, Angel Rivera, and Mr. Maurice. Glad to see you back, Mr. Maurice. Yeah, you know what? We ended our show like 10 minutes early because the room was empty. And so we were doing our own readings. And
I had to go to work.
yeah, we're so sorry we had to drop you off the list.
Every other Saturday, I normally work at my other job, my real job, quote unquote.
Hey. This is your second real job.
You're very welcome, Marcia.
Oh, thank you, Marcia. So appreciate you. Thank you.
So yeah, we've been a little bit busy lately.
General reading for Mama T. I used my deck this last time, so why don't you go ahead with another one?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But I'll do my Lenormand this time.
I thought I used the Ancestral Tarot, didn't I?
You did, and I used my Tarot
That's right.
Decorative.
Okay. I'm going to use that one again for some reason.
All right. I'm going to spin my crystal ball around. Sonny is here, Sile, by the way. He's off cleaning himself here. Is it time for a Sonny cam?
Go ahead. And there's the Sonny. Oh, you know, I have it hooked
There
in a
he
little
is.
bit.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, I try to anchor it down a little bit. Heads up.
Yeah. Oh, he just gave a meow.
That's better. Yay, kitty.
The TFT cat is never far. And I know you're going to want to fix this camera.
Well, I could leave it like this mess you've created, but
He is chilling. He's chilling off to the side here, behaving.
I hope you can get one sometime. Yeah, we have 3, and sometimes we feel odd about them because they're all from the same litter, but sometimes they act like they don't care at all about each other. They never lay all over each other like some cats
we used
do.
to have 3 cats that weren't related.
And
They
all
used
over
to
each
like
other.
lay butt to butt to butt on the bed. They were like in this little triangle shape, their butts meeting in the center, and it was so adorable. It was just really nice. But these guys, they don't do that. They're very independent of each other. Siblings.
Thank you,
What
Angel.
can you say?
Angel says it's her reason to turn it. Well, our son said that in the beginning. He was like, we could work out a tape loop thing so it'll look like they're always there on the set and they're behaving. Like, nah, it just is what it is. You know, I still miss a cat. My original kitty, one of my original kitties. It wasn't my very first one. But I had him like right around the time I was 18. And I had him for a number of years until my son was, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Anybody who's on Twitter and maybe on other places too, I don't know how far he gets around, but has seen the tweets from Scruff Kit. Coco, his cat, looked just like
a lot
Scruff
like Scruff,
Kit.
yeah.
Yeah. And you did find Coco outdoors, and Scruff was an outdoor rescue as well.
Yeah, someday I'll tell Coco's story. It's a wonderful Christmas time story, actually. Anyway, Mama T, thanks for waiting for your reading. Gosh, everybody's loves their cats, but they're always missing. That's the bad thing, isn't it? Sorry for that. Okay, so Mama T, we have the World reversed. The Ten of Swords reversed.
Okay.
And then the High Priestess.
Ah.
And surprisingly,
nice.
these are actually pretty good overall. Do you want to start?
Yeah, overall. I feel like, don't worry about the fact that things are not completely coming to fruition for you yet, Mama T, aka the world here. You know, success will happen in its appropriate time. I feel that right now you are finding your way to get yourself back on track again after so many people have tried to bring you down, you know, or situations or circumstances. And the high priestess here is saying, you know, you really, maybe you don't, you know, sometimes want to deny it. Sometimes we all get into a funk and get depressed. But deep down, your spirit, your higher self is trying to tell you, you know that things are changing, things are getting better, and it's only a matter of time before you are where you need to be.
Your inner wisdom, and that's kind of like the high priestess for anybody, says, you know, it's just exactly what Banshee says. And I feel that the Ten of Swords reverse says you have faced your adversity.
Or adversaries.
And you have pretty much won. And to me, the only where I really differ slightly with Banshee is that to me, the world reverse is sort of saying like, you still want more. You're still saying, I did it, but I could do more. So it's really just about saying, re-motivating, re-energizing yourself. This one, I think, might particularly pertain to some of your more recent either legal or business problems, and that maybe some of those things are now being rectified one way or the other. But in general, it's really like a good time for you to take stock of yourself, where you are in your life now, and the fact that, you know, your wisdom has prevailed.
All right. So let's pop out the Lenormand here. All right. So there's the mice. Wait, I pulled that last, didn't I?
Yes, you did, yeah.
I want to give you the stork first. It's important the order that we do these in.
Right, Lenormand has a precise order.
Yes. And then we have the mice, which are the rats in this deck. So I will have to say that there are still a little struggles or troubles in getting something off the ground. You know, there's still some, you know, struggles in that regard. Also, the stork is about moving, Mama T, and I know you've been interested in the potential to move. So I would say that it's still a little problematic here, and, you know, it stresses you out a bit. Maybe the whole process of getting ready for a move and what a move will entail is stressing you out a bit.
I think what it's saying too, maybe in a different kind of way, is that in getting started, some of the struggles you might have will really surmount to being more smaller things, and you're just going to have to decide really what are the battles or the little skirmishes that you're willing to really get involved in. That some of them may not really be worth your trouble, and you may find that as you're moving into your newer projects or, you know, agenda in your life.
And that's what we have for you.
All right.
Good luck with that. You know what? Also, I noticed you said get healthy. And right here, the mice can be about illness or health or taking better care of yourself, especially with the stork here. It might mean that you may need to make some changes in your life regarding your health so that, you know, you are, you know, feeling better. So there is that element there, too, to those cards, Mama T.
Alrighty.
All right, we're going to move on to Lena. Lena, you are up, and then Libra Cusp, Acel, Apple and Eve, Gina, January Girl, Mama Luna, Sile, Angel Rivera, and Mr. Jones.
Okay, yeah, we see that, Lena. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Lena. You're welcome. Hey, yeah. I don't know. I'm not that scared of them anymore. I'm scared of other things related to healthcare, but maybe not doctors per se. Sometimes I'm scared of what they won't tell you, or the fact that maybe they're not listening well enough. Those things scare me. So anyway,
all right. So what deck do you want to use for Lena?
I want to look at that. I'm going to use my Halloween one. I used the Zero one, so why not break that one in? The Jack-O-Lantern Tarot.
Just a regular reading? Or do you want to do yes or no?
do the 2 cards each.
Okay.
The reconciliation on one side and
the
the
new
let's see what we
prospects.
get.
Okay.
Let's just see what we get. If we have to clarify, we could do a yes. No.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, these shuffle well.
They do. Mm-hmm. So in case you're wondering about your financial prospects, you can check out Banshee's show Sunday mornings. Look for it on our YouTube. The information is good for the next week, and you never know how it might help.
Sonny has left the stage again, but don't worry, he'll be back.
He'll be back. He's kind of like that Terminator guy.
I'll be back.
Less an accent or human voice even. Ah, well, that's not necessarily the best strategy, Mama T. Sometimes you need to know things. You just do.
All right.
Okay.
This card is so cool. I talk about it in my review. The first card I get is the Ace of Wands. Look, it's like a spinal column attached there. That's the wand. Not all the wands are like that, but I thought that was very cool. Okay, next is the Nine of Wands.
Does it go here or
Right.
there?
What do you mean? Oh, wait, that's right, it goes there.
Okay.
And then we have Justice.
How interesting.
I have an interesting take on that I'm not sure you're going to agree with, Mr. O. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, reversed.
And there was another 9, of course, the 9 of Wands.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
interesting.
Knight and...
Whoops, I thought you said
No,
9.
I said Knight. I
Got
thought
it.
I said Knight. All right, well, this is really interesting to me.
How so?
Because I see negatives on both sides of this, even though this is positive, Mr. O. And
Well,
why?
it could just mean a denouement.
Because justice is here. And I almost feel as though your ex is starting something new. When I see these 2 cards together, justice, I feel like after your breakup, it was a divorce, right? You were married. So I feel like after justice has been served or whatever, they're ready to start something new. I don't think it's necessarily with you. I'm just not getting that vibe, but I think we're going to pull some Lenormand on that and see. Do you get where I'm going and why I said that?
I see why you said that.
Okay.
I can now see the logic in that. To me, I felt that it did mean that maybe there was a finalization of any legal determinations if they had not already happened. But I could also see justice has a lot of binary stuff going that are not necessarily its forefront view, but the binariness in this case would sort of mean other legal things, which could mean legal marriages, etc.
Right. And the second card, the second set, so will you meet somebody new? You know what? I think you will. The Nine of Wands is up right here, which to me indicates be ready for it. Now, that being said, it may not be the perfect person for you, or it may just be saying this person might be a little bit slow in coming around to you. You might meet them, but it may be that things may not take off right away.
I also see the idea here, too, that maybe there's some other mini chasms between you, many differences, like maybe there's an age difference with them being older than you, or maybe there's a material quality level. You have more income than them, or they have more income than you, things like that. So I sort of feel the sense that although this thing is waiting for you, or is something that maybe you will be able to rise to, there may be some mismatching going on, or if none of that applies, it just may be that your energies really don't match either, that this person may have a very slow path towards moving into relationships for whatever reasons. They may just really take a long time to really get involved in a relationship.
Yeah, I could see that as well. So I think the answer, and let's do the Lenormand. So do you want to do one for this, and I'll do one for that,
Okay,
and
that
let's just
sounds
see what
good.
we get.
Thank you, Mama T.
Mama T, thank you so much. You're so nice.
And Mama T just gave us a little donation, so we wanted to thank that. We used to have some widgets that would show up when people subscribed or did things, but we haven't gotten that reintegrated yet.
No, we're going to try talking to our son about it again this week, but also he's found something else that might be useful. However, we don't want, you have to buy it. It's a relatively nominal price, but the thing is that we're not sure if we will encounter the same problem.
If it'll work with our software.
Yeah, so we want to check with our son first. You got it for that?
Okay, so
Go ahead.
mine is for...
You're doing it for that one. Go ahead.
Okay, so I pulled 2 more additional cards, Lena. Lena, yes, okay.
For the, whether you're getting back with your ex.
And first I had the bats, so that's the birds, right? And is
Oh,
that
the vampire.
fox?
The vampire is...
It's number 7. Is it the fox?
No. I'm stymied. The coffin is 8, I believe. Okay, why am I stuck?
Well, I don't know what to say.
Get my handy dandy list here. No, this is the first. I just want to be sure. Usually no. The snake.
The snake.
I couldn't think of the number. The snake.
So your cards are basically the birds and the snake. And maybe, in my opinion, you're going to hear some bitter news or some news about strife or problems, or maybe news that considers...
Now, this is about the ex, remember?
Right, so it is about the ex. So you may hear about these things, I think, is what I'm saying. And I was feeling that maybe the denominator, because I kept saying denominator, I felt like there was something ending here or something was being resolved. And now I think it is maybe this idea that they're moving on or they're moving into a different situation. And when you hear about it, I think maybe not only does it feel bad, but maybe there just sort of feels like there's a level of deceit or rancor about it.
So basically, I feel like you might hear some gossip or some news about your husband and him moving on, and, it's going to make you feel like you've been deceived maybe by your husband in some way. I don't know. I just feel as though you're going to feel very ill about the whole situation. Personally, I think this is a no-go for you. I really do. And again here, for the other side, look at this. We have the fish. And did I pull that first? Yes, I did. And we have the sun. And so here again, what I want to say is, as far as will you meet someone else, I think you have the opportunity to meet more than one person. This is saying there's abundant opportunities for you out there to meet someone else, that could fulfill you more than it looks like the situation could.
So the other thing is that because this question was really about that person, this was more abstract, a not
Right.
known person. This could be more of an abstract answer that this is co-relating to, because maybe the idea here is that because there are more variety for you possibly, or more possibilities, maybe this is saying be ready, but also take your time, because I said there was a sense of slowness or not moving quickly. Maybe this is saying time is on your side, really. You don't, unless we know otherwise, you don't really have to be in a hurry to get married again.
I will still go with what I said initially, that there could be someone new, and it will
I
be
think so.
somebody like I had suggested. But also maybe the other thing is, like Mr. O said, the Knight of Pentacles is kind of slow moving. So it might mean that in time this is going to happen for you. But I feel like your prospects are so much better out there than going back to what you've had to leave behind, maybe through no fault of your own. So that's what we have for you, Lena. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Lena.
And Libra Cusp, you are up.
And Libra has already posted their question.
It's not on my screen yet, but okay.
Oh, I saw it earlier.
And
it's actually rolled up.
Oh, so it's up. Oh, I see it. I see it. Thank you for that. I didn't know it was for back. Libra Cusp is up, and then Acel, Apple and Eve, Gina, January Girl, Mama Luna, Sile, Angel Rivera, and Mr. Jones. All right.
Whose deck? It's mine again, isn't it?
It is yours.
All right. So I'm going to use my Tarot of the Northern Shadows. And where am I? Libra asks what's coming towards you in the next few weeks. All right. Let's see if we can determine that.
I'm surprised Mr. Sun is not here.
Don't know where he went.
He's flown the coop.
You know, some days around the midday he is sleepy, but usually he wants to sleep on the set.
You too, Mama T. Yeah, he does. Oh,
Shuffly.
I'm just not used to having all this space here. I feel so comfortable.
All right, good, Apple and Eve.
Oh, sure, will do. Not a problem.
Sure.
All right, Mr. O.
Okay. What's coming for Libra?
Wow. This Ace of Wands just wants to keep popping up, I guess. You got the Ace of Wands. And look at this. It's almost like we're doing a yes-no, but we're not. Now we have the Ace of Cups reversed. And we have Strength reversed. Okay. You want to start off?
Sure, I can start.
All right. What is that deck he's asking?
Oh, that's the Tarot of the Northern Shadows.
It's beautiful. It's a cool deck. It's an older deck. It's still out there, though.
It's one of those Mueller decks, A.G. Mueller.
A.G. Mueller, yeah.
Okay, and I like it. So to me, those two aces represent beginnings, and the idea of strength reversed is that probably you were just trying to put more physical effort into these beginnings than maybe just considerate emotional support. So I sort of get the feeling like maybe one was an emotional situation that maybe you didn't really know where you fit in. It didn't seem to directly involve you, like maybe it was about friends of yours or somebody else, or a more external situation, and maybe that's what it was. But it feels like you found that you weren't able to really affect an outcome here, or only marginally.
Well, Libra, you know, it looks like to me, whether it's in love, whether it's in business, you know, your personal life, I feel that new opportunities, something new is just, you know, the universe just wants to offer you something, but right now you just feel, you know, that you're just not feeling it emotionally right now. I don't know what's getting under your skin, but you just don't feel emotionally prepared to start this new opportunity. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's taking something deeper, whether it's a job, whatever the case may be, you don't want to do it. And Strength Reversed here is encouraging you to, like, now kind of push yourself to do it. This is the time to kind of, I feel like Strength Reversed is saying you need to do this. You need to, you know, you may not feel it, but you need to push yourself through the feelings and do it. I think this is coming to you. If you don't know what this is about already, it's probably something coming towards you.
It's not exactly what I said.
Was it close?
It's similar, but it's a little different. I mean, I just sort of felt like it was talking more about finding that certain opportunities didn't work out, misapplication, of how you tried to affect them. But I also felt too that maybe the Ace of Cups represented something more external than personal. So I don't know. I could.
Well,
I could flip
you're
with you.
entitled to that.
Sure.
I mean, it might either one of us could have it pegged here, Libra. So we're hoping, and but we just got a little bit of different perspective. Is it your turn?
No, it's your turn.
Okay.
Hi, Izzy. Thank you.
Hey, okay, just okay, cool, Izzy.
If you
Good
change
to
your mind,
see
let us
you.
know. Yeah, I like that deck. I use it mostly here in the show. I used to use it more often elsewhere. The Tarot of the Northern Shadows by A.G. Muller.
I think it's still in circulation, but don't quote me on that. It's hard to say. It is an older deck, right?
Yeah, it's at least 15 to 20 years, I think. Yeah, because we probably got it at that metaphysical shop, the Cosmic Eye. So that's probably closer to 20 years ago. I'm fortunate to have a lot of decks because I can rotate them so that I don't wear them all down. Because I do a bit of reading, or I had done a bit of reading over the last 30 or 40 years.
So the first card I drew is the... Oh, God. That was not the right thing to take. And the second thing is the sun. The Rider and the Sun. So basically, I feel that this is just well, you know, and maybe it reinforces what Mr. O says, but I'm going to look at it from my angle. It's kind of reinforcing what I said. There is success now in making a move. There's a success now maybe in moving on this opportunity. And that's just where I'm going to leave it. You can go ahead.
I would have to agree with that more than, that it's supporting your idea, but I think I could apply it to my idea.
Yeah, how can you apply it? Go ahead.
To me, it just seems like you just have to be mindful of, to me, I often think that strength reverse means you shouldn't apply more physical kind of strength, but maybe this really does say what you said more likely. So I'm going to basically say I think that makes more sense with what you said about strength reverse, that it really is time to kind of push or provoke the idea, and that maybe to some degree this is just saying more about empirical evidence being informative than emotion.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, that's what we have for you, Libra. Good luck with that. All right, you can have your cards back.
Thank you.
And we are on Acel. Hey, Acel, you are up. And after Acel is Apple and Eve, Gina, January Girl, Mama Luna, Sile, Angel Rivera, and Mr. Maurice Jones.
Alrighty. So yeah, Isaby, we're obviously great collectors of decks, and sometimes they just suit different purposes. Years ago, I used to buy decks just that I liked to look at and hopefully meditate with. Other decks I might have used for maybe something a little bit different than a reading, but not exactly a meditation, just to sort of focus a prayer, maybe you could say, that kind of thing.
And me, as much as I like tarot, I'm very much into oracle and other forms of divination. I have dice games, I have magic 8 balls, I have just all kinds of runes. We have the Lenormand tiles. I like things in different forms too. So, and sometimes I create my own stuff.
Well, way back when there wasn't really the quite the variety of decks. More decks started coming through in the 80s, but even prior to that, there were a lot of limitations in decks, and sometimes they were really kind of static, more pip-oriented. I have at least 3 Egyptian-themed decks that are basically boring. And I love the Egyptian, theme stuff, but these decks I rarely will use here, if ever. 2 I'm sure I've never used here because they're just kind of boring. So we should get on with Acel, right? He
I know.
Question. I'm sorry. Sorry, Acel.
I don't have the question, though. Oh, there it is.
Told you.
How would my... Okay. My boss. Think about me. My career advice. I'm starting a new
Your
job.
deck.
Okay, Acel.
Your deck.
Sela, you're still down the list, but we will get to you eventually in that question, so no problem. All right, my deck, yes. We'll use this one. Your cards are still up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She says smugly.
So I want to mention again for anybody that came into the room new that, of course, earlier today, Banshee posted on our website, tfttarotfortoday.com, a new feature blog that talks about the deck that she's using here, the Jack-o'-lantern deck.
Time out. Celia, I mentioned your name because I went through the list. I don't think I called you after that. It was Estelle who was up.
Right, she was just going through the list.
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry.
about that.
So I'm sorry for the confusion. Estelle is up. I'm going to go through it again just to make sure we're all on the same page. No harm. Estelle is up, then Apple and Eve, Gina, January Girl, Mama Luna, and then you, Celia, Angel Rivera, and Mr. Maurice. So I apologize. I keep going through the list every time, so that's why you heard your name.
Yeah, we don't excel on list keeping, or it's sort of a dicey prospect. So we apologize for that.
I got it all together today, Mr. O.
Well, in the olden days, which were like maybe about a year ago, I was wondering if we could figure out how to program either our Nightbot or some other little avatar thing to sort through the list for us, but it's probably not an easy... Did you already shuffle? An easy fix for us. So the struggle goes on.
Okay, so let's see. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Wands upright. High Priestess upright. This is so interesting because you got the two knights. It's kind of a conflict here, Asel. So let me just look at your question again so I can get my bearings. How does your boss describe and think about you? And please, any career advice for me? Well, on the career advice thing, I would say, give yourself a chance to acclimate to the environment here. I feel as though, you're kind of worried about, losing this job possibly. Maybe you just have fears you're not fitting in there or something. Something's worrying you. I think it really comes out here with the Pentacles, like you don't have it all together yet. Maybe you feel like you're not learning fast enough because this is a Pentacle card. I'm thinking in that regard. But the Knight of Wands is here, and the Knight of Wands is here to say, this could be a really great start for you, I worry a little bit though when I see the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is very fast moving, so make sure you're not moving faster than you're capable of. Don't act like you can take more on in this job than you can. Your boss might be looking at just how you are navigating all of this. And I feel right now, Asel, trust your inner voice. Trust your gut to guide you through this, If you are picking up things that somebody might have a problem with you there, maybe gently just ask some questions, but focus it on you. Like just saying, am I grasping what I need to here? Am I moving too slow for you? Can you give me some help or advice? Do it that way.
Are you done?
I am.
Okay, well, the question was really about how the boss feels or describes you. So this is saying that maybe he is conflicted or he's two-minded because he might see maybe some areas where you're not performing as well or you're slower than he thinks you need to be. And then he may see some areas where maybe you do seem to be faster. And so maybe he's thinking about that. He sort of has a double quality. This person has a double quality if they're male or female. And that's kind of also brought up too by the High Priestess, because there's a binary sense there too. But the other thing about the High Priestess might mean that maybe beyond that, he feels you really are knowledgeable, but maybe you should be less silent about that. Like maybe he wants you to project more too, and or maybe that's the answer to your career advice question too, because
this is a person who
tends to be a little bit more quieter person showing their quieter inner strengths, but maybe the idea here is to expand that, to really be confident of yourself and to expand and not be so quiet and waiting, maybe to project the energies that we're seeing.
Well, now that he's focused me a little bit more on your boss, because I admit I saw some other things there, but I do think that when I look at that Knight of Pentacles in regards to what, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands, in regards to what this boss might be thinking of you, you know, maybe he thinks he can pile on more work on you than you're ready for. Does it seem like he's aggressively pushing you to go faster, pushing you to do more? You know, I kind of feel that here, and maybe it's, and I'm sorry, this is the Knight of Pentacles.
Yeah.
I was right the first time. So,
but it's a push-pull between these.
It is a push-pull. So what I'm thinking here is he thinks you're a little bit slower because he has really high expectations of you. I think he thinks a lot of you and thinks you can manage it. But you know what? You just got to pace yourself. You have to be able to pace yourself here. And also, maybe he thinks you're thinking too hard about this, that some of this stuff should just come naturally to you, you know, and that's where the High Priestess card comes in. You can kind of see that, I think.
Sure.
Why don't you grab your Lenormand?
Is it my
It's your
turn?
turn. Yep.
Already. So we're going to pull the Lenormand.
So that's just some things to think about here. Career advice, I think you need to stick with this a while. I think you need to give this more of a shot, and maybe that this could eventually lead you to something else. But I think you need to kind of work out the kinks here and hang in there.
Yes, there it is. It's by your foot. Push it over with your right foot.
What's going on?
Push it over with your right foot.
I don't even see it. Oh, got it.
A card fell on the floor, and I was trying to get her to move it with her foot.
And hopefully he's taking care of my deck.
Well,
Because
this is why
we were just talking about how decks can be worn out.
This is how I take the camera. Why I take the camera off of us. I wish I could as easily stop the mic. Okay, so. Oh. You'll have to help me out here.
Okay.
So we have Lady Pumpkinhead, and then we have Frankenstein.
And what number is Frankenstein?
15.
So what do you think it might be?
I'm clueless.
Well, it ain't the stork.
No, it's not the stork.
I know what it is, but I just want to double check myself because I know what it is.
No, you're really trying to show me up.
It's the bear. I knew it was.
Of
It's
course,
the bear.
I remember now. So they're both possibly more oriented towards the female gender. The bear, Frankenstein, is a sign of strength, a maternal protective spirit, some amount of nurturing. And Lady Pumpkinhead is a woman. It could be yourself, so this could pertain to yourself, saying that you just mostly need to show your strength, show your inner qualities, like we mentioned before, in terms of, career advice perhaps, or in terms of how they think about you too. This could just be saying is that they do see strength there. They see somebody who is willing to be protective too, or nurturing.
Right. I feel they see good positive qualities of of self-leadership in you. This doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to lead a team, but that you are you are a leader, of yourself and your work. I feel they see strength there. But also, more importantly, I really feel this might be a message for you, Asal. And it's basically saying to, show your self-confidence, be more confident here. You've got this, you really need to give this more of a shot. Because I feel here that if nothing else, you will come out of this being a much stronger person.
So I think that even these coincide with that in the sense of promoting the idea of see the self-confidence that you really do have already, and that maybe the boss sees that too.
Yeah.
whether you're seeing it or not. And so that's a part of your advice, is just accepting, that.
Hey, that's what we have for you, Asal. Good luck with that.
Okay.
Yeah, we are moving on as we're going through the list, but we're doing it pretty good. We're doing pretty good here. We're on Apple and Eve, and then Gina, January Girl, Mama Luna, Cele, Angel Rivera, and Mr. Maurice.
Right.
We just started our last
Second hour.
hour.
Alrighty.
Ah.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's take a look at that. It's your deck, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it is. That's right.
Mhm.
Well, gosh. Hey, you're welcome, Asal. Good luck to you.
You're welcome. So just be slightly gentle with this deck. It is a little bit worn.
Oh, I have to be gentle with your decks while you throw my cards all over the floor.
Throw them up in the air. I don't care.
It's a rare thing that I drop your cards. I know I have done it at least once, I will say.
I guess the only thing is that I can
And now
say
that I
is
said that, I'm bound to drop them. Right?
I'm not doing it on purpose, and I'm sorry.
But you know why? Because I am a ruffler and not a shuffler like you. So I keep them on the table.
Oh, you're not going to say you're more careful like you
No,
usually
but
do?
sometimes when it happened before, you know how okay, I'm ruffling. Right now, right here, this pivotal moment, and they don't all come together, sometimes they will fall off. So,
I get that.
so doing it my way is not a perfect world either.
Is it a bug or a feature?
We have to bring some of our relationship squabbles into this,
I'm in control of the camera and mic, ultimately, so as long as nobody returns to the scene with, obvious disarray.
Hey, you know what? He's not a fire sign, but I'll tell you what, fire and water sometimes.
We're both ruled by Mars.
That's right. Or that planet you have that's not a planet. Pluto.
You cut me to the quick.
Oh, there you go. I must have cut you to the quick. You have shook up the set there.
It's about you being in charge.
Oopsie.
Okay. All right, so I hope we focused for your question.
We did. We absolutely did. But I don't know here. Look at this. I got this upright, Apple and Eve, the 10 of Cups.
Well, let's see where we go.
Yeah, let's see where we go from here, because I'm really... Oh, the 6 of Pentacles.
It's a harvesting.
But it's Strength reversed.
Well, this may take a little work.
It's definitely going to take a little looking at here. I feel as though...
One thing I want to immediately point out is that the 10 of Cups, normally a happy card, but it is a dark scene. The woman sits in the dark with a glowing cup, and so there's something to think about that. I think those are flowers there. I'm not exactly sure what those are. I don't remember.
I feel as though your son is seeking happiness within in his own way here. You're right. That card is dark, and maybe for a reason, because when you look at the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, the 9 is about physical pleasures. The 10 of Cups is about emotional and spiritual fulfillment, is it not?
Right.
And so I feel it's a more broader context. Yeah, they show the happy family card because, hey, a lot of people are happy and fulfilled from their family life. But maybe in this case, this is talking about a quest, whether for right or wrong, and whether he's doing it well enough or not. He's trying to seek his own happiness and spiritual and emotional fulfillment that maybe he feels doesn't come from his family. But then we have this card, which is the 6 of Pentacles. So, the Six of Pentacles upright is about give and take in equal measure here. And I'm just trying hard to figure out how that's appropriate with what I just said.
Well, this is a different tarot. It's by Ellen Cannon Reed, the Witch's Tarot, and she tends to work with more Kabbalah forces within the structure of the cards. So sometimes the meanings of her cards are a little bit different. When I look at this card, though, I do see basically a harvest scene. And rather than saying, this is somebody being generous to others, this is maybe a community being generous with itself, even if that community is a different community, a limited community, a community of one. So maybe saying, too, that there's this idea of self-fulfillment or reaping self-actualization of their accomplishments. They are your oldest child, so they're a little bit further into the world. No?
Maybe. I honestly think that they maybe are in a mode of, taking that energy, that they used to spend on family and putting it elsewhere now. I just feel like the flow is shifting for them, and
that's the shift.
Right, and that's the shift. And I feel here that they're pushing away from, they're pushing maybe a little bit too aggressively away, from people who supported them in the past. They're moving on aggressively in a new direction.
In general, it also would be a reflection that there's a value change, perhaps, that maybe, and I sort of felt this in the beginning too, that maybe ultimately there's just really a difference in values, that maybe your child has different values now, or maybe they're rejecting other values, or maybe they're weighing all that.
Yeah, it's complicated, and I feel here that 10 of Cups, all this, this part looks really positive, and so does that on the surface. But is it because that's the way they're viewing it? Are we picking up the way they are viewing it? That this is the way they want to be right now. They feel that this is right for them. Even if their life might be a total disaster right now, they are adamant and set on a course they're aggressively pursuing. And maybe, with that strength reversed, I have to say, that's the elephant in the room here, is that maybe it's not all that healthy for them to be doing this.
I question it too, because I looked back at your question just now and I realized that it's not just the immediate family, that it's the whole family, or the part of it that he was a part of. Mm-hmm. And so that does seem to indicate a more serious nature. It doesn't feel like we're exactly getting to that, other than I feel there is serious values change, but it affects the whole disposition of, how they feel about their disposition towards the family.
Oh, Divine You, we probably could fit you in today, possibly, if you want, if you're hanging out. I'll put you at the bottom of the list. Good to see you.
Thanks, Apple and Eve.
We're not doing too bad today for a Sunday Divine You. People are out and about today, perhaps. This fine autumn day in America here. Oh. Why, thank you. That's very nice.
Thank you. You'll have to tell us what country you are from, if you don't mind. And Apple and Eve, I just felt compelled to pull the bottom card.
You did it again.
And it's the Eight of Swords, upright. And in this deck, it's sort of a unique image. It looks like four twins, each holding a knife in each hand. Well, not twins, but they're all men.
South Africa for Sile.
Thank you, Sile. And I'm getting a feeling like some of this is a preparedness. It's talking about a preparedness, but it's talking about how that preparedness might box them in a way too. That maybe it speaks to a conformity in a way, and I'm dealing with this differently than the normal Eight of Swords, because of course the image is what's striking to me.
Well, the Eight of Swords might fit into something I pulled here, but I just want to add something to his Eight of Swords, I wouldn't have pulled a card. But you know what? I'm kind of glad he did, because I feel as though he is walling himself off for a reason. He is feeling this need to pull back for, maybe, unhealthy reasons possibly. But whatever the case may be, I feel he's erecting these walls for himself that he could pull down anytime he wanted to, but it's really on him.
Has he joined any kind of association or fraternity? I sort of see the sense here of maybe something that's limiting, but also from the conforming sense. They're all wearing the same clothes. They're all in the same pose. So I'm just wondering if maybe there's another agency of some sort that is influencing him.
So the first card I pulled was the Heart. And the second card I pulled is the Mountains. So here it is. It's really hard reaching him right now, isn't it? The mountains show a lot of obstacles and blockages to reach him on a heart level. And also I feel he's shutting down. He's closing that avenue off right now. It is problematic right now to even try to reach out, I feel.
Well,
I wish I had better news.
Yeah.
But this all seems to fit with this 8-2 of Swords that he pulled in a way.
Whether it's a group of friends, association, or the girlfriend or something like that, this is an isolating factor, especially combined with that Strength reversed. And I remember now that you have mentioned this situation before.
You know what? This could indicate, too, that that's the obstacle, is his love for this other person. I mean, that's possible here with this card pull. Yeah.
I feel that, too, from the card, too, that this is just not the time. I sort of get the feeling that because of that card, maybe ultimately there could be a time. It's a harvesting. And so to me, it feels like at some point maybe there will be an opportunity for a generosity. You just might have to really hold for that.
Right. I think he's just got to come to his senses, unfortunately. There's really only so much you can do, So, but I know, you're a mom, and so you're going to keep at it. But I'll tell you, he's just got to come around. He's blocking himself right now. Good luck with that. I wish you the best, Apple and Eve.
Thank you. And happy Heritage Day, Seeley, and everyone in our viewing audience. It sounds like a nice, wonderful day. And
Gina is up.
Gina's up.
Gina's up, and then January Girl, Mama Luna, Seeley, Angel Rivera, Mr. Maurice, and Divine You.
And somebody's making beads from clay. How interesting. I am not that crafty. I bet it does, Apple and Eve.
Ah. Are those my cards again?
These ones?
Oh, no.
That I'm looking on the ground for?
Yeah. Okay.
No, they weren't your cards.
I see them. You have
They
them
were
hiding back
my
there.
cards.
Good. All right, so we are waiting on Gina.
I want to sing that song. Oh, Gina.
No, you can't help being a mom. That's for darn sure. I understand completely.
Yep. Oh, yes. So, there's Gina.
Yay! From the Crow Oracle, absolutely.
Alrighty.
It's so seasonal. I just love the Crow Oracle.
Every week I have two other programs, the Emotional Exchanges and also Goth Tarot. So check those out. Those are on at different times during the week. And of course our live stream will be back on Thursday night.
I'm going to let you shuffle this time, Mr. O, and cut them. We'll pull from the top.
And I think we're doing a happy hour this Saturday. We haven't set that in stone yet, but we probably will be doing a happy hour.
Oh, well, Saturday is the day.
right?
Yeah, I know. We're talking about whether we're going to do it every Saturday. It's true. And
Yeah,
and there's some other things coming up this month. That's right.
Oh,
We
yes,
have
there's too
plans
much.
for the Halloween season. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be crazy busy. Busier than I've been. So I'm so glad my energy seems to be returning. And some of my creative muses are coming back. So I'm writing again.
Yeah, we might even have some Halloween
We
haiku.
I'm struggling. One of them is definitely going to be a little contentious of mine. What can I say? People just got to kind of suck it up. I'm sorry. It's the season and it's funny, in its own way. But there might be a little politics attached to that one. Everything is political now, for crying out loud. Shuffle, Mr. Owen Cut.
So I'm wearing Banshee's Aunt Mary's Children's Hospital sweater. I had my own, but I wore it out. It got I worked at Children's Hospital, but Aunt Mary...
We both did.
We both did, right.
Different times. I left the job and he took a job.
I took the job with an agenda.
Right. So we both worked in the medical library there. Such a great hospital at the time. Great doctors, nurses, who I greatly respected. Enjoyed working there, but it was a little kind of crazy.
Yes, it was maybe a coworker that was the problem. And I ended up leaving there because of a coworker that was the problem.
That's true. Cut him.
The usual?
Yeah.
It says, we care for kids.
Gina, are you waterproof? I hope so. Let's take a look. I like that card.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Waterproof.
Would I kid you?
No, of course you would not kid me.
Crow feathers have a greasy protective coating that prevents water from getting through to the skin. You too have the ability to create a waterproof exterior. When we are waterproof, we are protected from others' draining emotions that can weigh us down. Being waterproof allows you to experience a storm without letting it hold you back. It's so important for people who have sensitivities that we make sure that we have not barriers, but that we set up, some boundaries, so that we don't take on the pain and sorrow and emotions of others. Hey, we have our own messes to deal with,
Whether or not you are truly waterproof or not, I do sort of feel like
True,
you are
Gina.
unflappable, which would be another crow bird illusion. And you just always feel like you can just roll with the punches and keep your truth exactly where you need it to be. And, the power of water or Cancer is really kind of waves. And so you're really riding on top of the waves. When you are challenged or when you feel like you need to challenge, you're cresting. You're doing what you need to do.
Well, waterproofing yourself too, if you don't, obviously it's not saying don't feel, because you have to feel. But it could also be saying to just make sure you take care of yourself, Some of us, if we watch too much of the news on TV, we can get really rattled and over emotional or wound up from it. So do something to bring yourself back down to earth, ground and center. We all know the drill there. And, bring some balance back. It's okay to feel, but not feel so deeply that you become overwhelmed by it. And you know what? I had to look at the bottom card, Gina, here, and I wonder if it has to do with memories. So let's take a look at what that has to say. I think we'll leave it with these two cards today and not do a Lenormand for you. But let's look at memories and see what this is going to add to the equation. Hey, crows never forget a friend or foe. In changing populated landscape, these remarkable birds recognize the faces of those who have hurt as well as helped them. When a crow spots a predator or known human who has been less than kind, they go into a frenzy, calling out to all that danger is near. They spread the word about the good stuff too, such as people who tend to share their lunch or places where food is often discarded. What is remarkable is that they also pass down the memory of their experience to their young. As complex as these birds are, forgiveness does not seem too likely. Memory asks you to examine where you may be letting a past hurt or situation impact how you engage with someone today. Are you cautious or are you holding a grudge? Do you expect others to behave in a certain way because of past behavior? So this waterproofing might be...
They really kind of work together.
They do in a way. They do kind of click. So think about that a little bit and see if there's any resonance for you there, Gina. It's interesting.
Right. Memory is saying, you have the ability to perceive what's going on and to be waterproof as you need to be. So maybe both of them are instinctual and click in as they need to. It's like another gift level for you.
Yeah. Very interesting the way they kind of gel together like that. Interesting reading for a Cancer. Good luck with that, Gina. I love this deck. I do. I got the thing. My friend who bought me this deck is always so concerned because they know I'm a collector and it's incredibly hard for them to find something that I don't have. So they were so elated when they got this for me. So very, very cool.
And by the way, Gina, love the lemon blueberry.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Sorry, forgot to mention that.
Well, I know I mentioned it in another way, but I just want to say that on the set too, that tasty and very healthy, and I loved it. Thank you.
Well, you know what? We have a local news station that has something called Tasty Tuesday. And your cobbler should certainly be part of Tasty Tuesday.
Hi, Jenna.
Jenna, what the heck? Is that you? Are you...
Which Jenna?
Which
I think
Jenna?
there's been more than one.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
But...
maybe you're not the Jenna I am thinking of, who's been with us forever.
No, that's fine. We may not have actually reached our limit on readings for the afternoon, so...
We're moving along. We still have a half hour. We'll see how we do here. So that's what we have for you, Gina. And Divine You, we can definitely do crow cards for you if you'd like them. All right.
So thanks for dropping in again.
So Gina is done then. January girl, you are up. Mama Luna after that. Sile, Angel Rivera, Mr. Maurice, Divine You, and Jenna.
So thank you, everybody. We have a hopping show here.
We're having a great show today, too, I'm thinking.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we want to do a 2x2?
No, not for this one.
Okay.
Let me look at that again to see. At Kohl's in July, you found work. Woohoo! Good for you.
Oh, good for you, Jenna. Good.
There's lots of jobs out there. I've been thinking about it myself again. I know Mr. O is like, we'll see. But I've been thinking about it. I may just go into a retail job. Okay, so is it advantageous for you to take these off, or more downside or complications down the road? Let's do a yes/no on this. Let's just ask if it's advantageous to take these off, or that might tell us what we need to know.
Okay. Part 1.
Or part total.
True enough.
Oh, I'm aware, but we both worked in public positions in libraries, and believe me, we have our experiences working with the public. It can be crazy. So not just working with the public, I'm sure, but other things as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking at smaller venues. There's a Hallmark card shop I'm thinking of, or this great health food store not too far from us, adjoining city that I really like, and we know the owners there. And I know they're looking to hire people right now.
And we have some decent history with them.
Yeah. So I may just want to do that.
Well, we did public service in libraries, or I did more of that than Banshee did. And I would have to say that, there is an expectation from a certain amount of your patronage that everything should be free for them, or everything should be not inconvenient for them.
Grab it.
Doesn't work that way, actually. It's so interesting how many people dropped out of the workforce.
Yeah. Have you asked about B's offer before? Because I will say it's leaning towards no. You did get one ace here in the middle, so you can put that in the middle. The Ace of Swords, which means it's leaning towards no. And we have the Moon reversed here. And then we have the Lovers reversed. So, the question of, is it advantageous for you to take B's offer, or is there more of a downside or complications down the road? There may be more downside or complications down the road. Did we tell you to take it last time? Because, gee, I'm just wondering here. The thing is that the Moon is reversed, is acting like, in time, something is going to be revealed to you. And I think that something is that maybe this was not the perfect solution for you. That this was not a good choice to make to take the offer. Because you were asking, would there be complications? Would there be a downside or complications down the road? I think, yes, I think in this case there might be, because we got the no that you shouldn't take the offer, because there may be this idea that down the road you find out something and it will make you realize this wasn't the best choice for you.
I'm sort of reversing them. I mean,
Okay.
I mostly agree
Okay.
with Banshee. I sort of feel the idea here is that maybe on one level it seemed too good to be true, but you will find out. And I just don't think it's necessarily very far down the road. So it's only a matter of time, I think, that the truth will come out, that maybe you didn't understand everything, or that maybe possibly, some of the information was actually hidden from you or not really disseminated perfectly for you to understand.
Right. It just seems to me that you're going to find this out after the fact of accepting the offer, or working there a while. So that's what I see going on here. Let's do a Lenormand on this. Is it my
Yeah.
turn? I think it might be.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's yours.
All right, we'll get to your reading, Angel, when we do.
Yeah, we will, Angel. All right, take care. Good luck with your interview. Know what that's about. Reference interviews.
Oh, wow. So once again, our first card is Lady Pumpkinhead.
Hey, thank you, Jenna. It's up and it's running, and it's taken us a while to really start populating it with more content, but we're starting to get there.
And followed by the Deadly Flowers, which is really the bouquet, right?
Okay.
So
Well,
maybe it's possible that somebody...
there's some bonus or perk here by, I don't know if they're offering, the candy, an approach right now, to try to coerce you to take the job. It seems like there's some gift or
An enticement of some sort.
some monetary maybe or other enticement for taking this offer, but ultimately I feel like it's not going to be for you somewhere down the road.
Well, maybe the enticement might be when you actually decide maybe it's not your cup of tea and you're going to change, and so maybe they'll try to
keep you there.
Up the offer or the ante, so to speak.
I don't think this is a horrible thing unnecessarily.
Right.
January girl. I think that what this is saying is you may just feel like
You won't enjoy it as much as you thought you were going to.
Yeah, maybe. That you wish you were doing something else. So it's possible you might hang on. Maybe you should take the offer and then move on later.
So it's about a regulatory deadline.
Oh, I see.
Well, that's why we have the Deadly Flowers. Maybe it's a gift, of course, that has, plus minus value or has a good side and a bad side.
Well, I just think that, it's up to you, but I have a feeling you won't be there or doing that for long.
Right, and in fact, that maybe it's not your best.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you are there, it's going to be like, okay, it's a job, that sort of thing. It's keeping me, it's making me some money, but I don't feel like there's really a lot of satisfaction there.
That's what it looks like.
That's kind of what it looks like to me. All right, that's what we got for you. Good luck with that. These are yours. Sorry, I grabbed them. There we go. And we are on, let's move along here. We are on, Mama Luna wanted a general reading, so let's go ahead with that.
I'm glad I only have a part-time job other than what we do here. So between the two of them, it is, approximately a fuller amount of work for the week.
Mama Luna is next, and then Sile, Angel Rivera, Mr. Maurice, Divine You, and Jenna. And it's my deck. Got it. I guess I'll use this one.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful. Some of that did seem ambiguous even to us, I think, a little bit. Or to me. I won't speak for you.
I don't know. I just think that there are things yet to be revealed about this situation.
Exactly.
That's all. There may be things that you just don't know yet.
Right. I mean,
and that's what the cards are trying to tell you.
And you feel like you understand it, but maybe there's just another layer there that hasn't been revealed yet or that you're not aware of.
Well, health-wise, I'm doing better. I mean, I'm still having some health issues. I will.
Thanks, Jenna.
But the doctor says everything is going well, and that hopefully, maybe in a few months, I will be able to lower the medications I'm taking for this condition, and that'll be really wonderful.
And health-wise, I have few big concerns.
Mr. O lucked out recently.
I really want to get exercising like I used to, but I'm not going to go into a gym and pump iron like I want to.
Mr. O has went back to doctors and got checked and got a pretty good clean bill of health, so...
Minor problem at best.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
I even don't know if there are true concerns showing here, other than the fact that this job will probably show to have a little bit more minuses for you, or whatever you're doing, more minuses for you than pluses.
And it just probably speaks to the nature that you have a good nature, and so you're being helpful. But it's maybe not exactly in your best interest.
All right. Right. General for Sile. Oh, Mama Luna. Mama Luna. Sile's next. I'm sorry. There, I did it. I said your name out of turn. Okay. So, Mama Luna, you got some powerhouse cards here. Justice, upright.
I like her little cape.
There's some great cards here for Mama Luna. The Three of Cups, upright. The Emperor, upright. What the heck? This is very, very nice. It looks to me, you got two major arcana here. There is something to celebrate here. There is some victory of some sort. It seems like the scales of, if not justice, but the things in your life are starting to come together and achieve balance. You are regaining control of your life in a big way here, in some area of your life maybe. Whether it's in relationships, your family, your job. It's looking so good that you feel like you want to celebrate.
I'm going to go out on a real intuitive spiral or tangent here and say that if by chance, Mama Luna, you're not currently attached to anyone, you have no strong emotional relationship, you're going to meet somebody who's either like a judge or a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
And maybe, start a relationship.
Party on.
But if it's not anything at all like that, I mostly agree with Banshee. I just sort of feel like something is... exciting happening. Maybe there's a reason for a celebration. There is some sort of denouement that worked in your favor, and it may have been about really being able to accomplish or put to work something you really wanted to take charge of, some project or something you really wanted to originate.
You're welcome, January girl. Never a problem.
Thanks for all your kind words, too. Thank you very much.
So, oh God, I lost a thought here. The Emperor.
Ah,
So basically, the other thing too, Celia, since I don't know your present situation.
Mama Luna.
Oh. Oh God. Mama Luna. Mama Luna. Jeez. Getting ahead of myself. So I wanted to say here, I should quit while I'm ahead, right? I wanted to say here that if you are involved in any legal matters or court decisions at this time, it's going to come out A-okay. You are in control. You have good people working on it for you. Their justice will be served and you will be celebrating a victory. So whatever it is.
Not exactly a fist bump. Fist, pinky
Finger. Oh dear. All right, let me throw some Lenormand. At least I remembered that I do the Lenormand this time. So, let's see what we get here for Mama Luna. Honestly. Well, maybe Mr. O was right.
About a relationship.
There's a man here.
Oh, just in time for Halloween. Look at that.
A creepy man in this one. And the whip and broom.
Oh.
Something is happening quickly. This may involve another person. It does, I know we have the gender specific here, but it may not. It just may
Right.
indicate
your preference, whatever.
that this could indicate you, possibly. This could indicate somebody else in your life, male or female, is going to help you move this along. I feel like somebody else is involved in this situation here, maybe, that's coming to you, and they're going to help you move this along. Or if it's you, this is really going to happen fast for you.
Right. So in my example of the intuitive romance possibility happening, it does seem like it's a whirlwind kind of thing. And so I sort of felt that in a way, this is reinforcing that. But if it's not reinforcing that, if it's talking about your sense of denouement happening that brings a lot of happiness, then I sort of see that once again, it's just heightened by it being quick. Maybe there's another person who is helpful to you. Maybe that's the person like the Emperor.
Take care, Gina. We'll see you soon.
Bye, Gina.
That's what we have for you,
Ooh.
Mama Luna.
I'm thinking of dinner.
I'm thinking of dinner too. I'm getting hungry. All right, so Mama Luna's done Sile. Sile, you are finally up.
Hi, Sile.
Hi, Sile. Sorry for all the confusion. Sile is up, and then Angel Rivera's reading, Mr. Maurice, Divine You, and Jenna.
Okay.
Okay. It's kind of two-pronged. Let's see what we want to do here. Let's do the first one first with your deck. So now we're going to do a reading to see how TN feels about AK.
When we say we're going to stay in the room, we stay in the room past our time. So we do go into overtime. We don't
after
care.
Sile, Angel Rivera just wanted a single card. We'll probably do two for Angel. And then Mr. Maurice, and then Divine You wants an Oracle, which will go fairly quickly. So I think we could fit you in, Jenna, even if we go in a little overtime.
Yeah, please don't worry about it. We go into overtime all the time. We are on just to 4 today, but like I said, we stay and do overtime. Last week, I think we went at least a half an hour into overtime.
Oh,
we will draw the line at some point.
Exactly a half hour.
We will draw the line at some point, but
yeah,
we're not ready to do that yet.
No, because really, we're just taking our time with some of these readings. If we get a lot more people, we start getting over, let's say, 18 to 20 plus people, then we're going to have to do things differently.
Yeah, we're kind of like, a little club here, and we like spending time with people. But if we ever really got majorly more crowded here, we would have to alter some of that.
Right.
Next!
More assembly line. Assembly line tarot. Whoops.
No, you're not.
All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed here. I'm going to look at that question again. TN feel about AK. Okay. The Death card reversed here. My goodness.
Excuse me.
Look at this. Three major arcana cards, and they're all reversed.
And this is the Hanged Man reversed.
Oh, except for the Hanged Man, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of movement here. So let me take a look at that question again. How do they feel?
How does TN feel about AK?
Like it's going nowhere?
Right, or that
They're
there's...
coming to this realization, maybe? If that makes sense?
If it is about their being in a relationship, it just sort of feels like there's a stagnancy that TN might be feeling about AK, and or that maybe AK doesn't really have a great future to hitch up with, that maybe they feel that they have bad luck, or that they're always struggling with trying to make their fortune in way, and maybe too TN feels that they're not making the hard choices, they're not going and doing the inner work that they need to do at this time.
I feel like there might be sometimes with the Hanged Man reversed, it talks about ego and self-oriented, which makes me think, since you asked about two people here, or two things, that there may be a clash of egos here.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah. And so therefore, right now, there seems to be some kind of stalemate going on. It's very unproductive right now, what I'm seeing and sensing from these cards, for sure.
Right. The attitudes just mostly seem to be maybe somebody's trying to ride it out without attracting attention to themselves or attention to situations. Maybe they're hoping, that this will just sort of be a malaise they can just coast through in a way, not have to make certain choices or do certain things. Lenormand?
I'm going to leave it at that, but it's your Lenormand.
Is it mine?
Yep.
Already?
Oh, wait, we got another part of the reading.
Hold on. Okay, right.
Hold on. Are you on the right path in terms of growth? We're going to do a Lenormand on that. I mean, a yes-no on that.
Okay, so you want to use my deck or yours?
I'll use mine. Use this one again.
So is it a lot for us going overtime?
No.
Do we mind? No, not really that much.
I mean, a half hour is as far as we want to stretch it. So if we go a half hour, but I think with the readings we have here, we probably won't go the full half
Most
hour.
of the time it's been 10 or 15 minutes. Occasionally it's 20 minutes.
Is this a tactic for him to get me then? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel that right now what's going on is not very productive either way. I feel as though, what was that other card I'm thinking of? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. They're grappling with a lot of things that are keeping them stuck right now. And like I said, it might be a clash of egos right now. If anything, I could see them one wanting to keep you, in the mix to maybe use, against the other.
Well,
maybe.
Since you've kind of put a little bit of a spin on this for us, I also wonder too, like if maybe there's a passive aggressive action going on, like there's a push and then there's a pull back, and then there's a push and then there's a pull back. So somebody who's basically possibly playing a game, or maybe they're trying to like I said this before, I guess, fly below the radar or sort of be less accountable in certain ways.
Okay, I figured, Jenna. Thanks for clarifying who you are. I kind of thought so when I saw you. That's why I was like, wow, blast from the past. Good to see you.
It's not Jenna with two N's.
Right.
It's not.
But she says here, and yes, it is the same Jenna from before, Banshee.
I remember us having more than one Jenna. One had two N's and one had...
Okay, whatever.
One.
I'm good.
Okay, never mind. I see, okay. I hope this is making sense then, Seeley. So we're doing another part to the question.
Well, no, we're doing the part about your growth. Are you on the right path in
Right.
terms of growth?
So that's a different Jenna. We did have another Jenna who had two ends. Or maybe not. Tell me, do you live with anybody? I think you're a friend of hers from Twitter, not the other Jenna that used to show up here.
I thought the Jenna that we had lived at home, possibly.
Okay. It's the same Jenna then. I'm old. I forget crap too. My dumb fish memory.
Gosh. All right. So are you in the right path in terms of growth? This is kind of a mixed bag here. It says no. But I'm trying to figure out why no. I see a few things here. So let's talk about it. There is the Five of Wands. Upright. Oh, sorry. There is the King of Wands. Upright. There's the Sun reversed. So why do I feel this has to do with some kind of competition or conflict? It is saying you are not on the right path because of some kind of competition or conflict that may involve another individual there. There's this King of Wands, which I'm wondering about. And there's no happy conclusion here to this outcome. And so it says until you can go beyond that or past that, it seems like you have a little bit more growing to do. You're not on the right path yet.
So when I see that Sun reversed, I get the feeling like this is a person, and I don't know if it's either the initials you refer to. I get the feeling like maybe
this
one
is
of
about will I grow though. It might
Okay.
relate. They might tie in together.
Well, they might tie in together, but I almost get the feeling like there's something that interferes, and I don't know if it's an external person or if it's a part of yourself.
Yes. Go on.
Well, that's about all I have, and
Okay.
maybe some of that is the idea of the competition there, that maybe the person you compete with the most is yourself in terms of either attitudes.
Bam! This conflict could be about internal conflict. This may not involve another person. It may be about internal conflict that you're going through right now. And I'm not going to say it could be another person that's involved with that internal conflict, or it could just be relating to the right path for growth. Because the King of Wands is like I would say he's the master grower here. You know, he's grown an enterprise, he's grown a business, or he has grown in some way. You know, he has grown in some way in his life on a more esoteric level, let's just say. But with that Sun reversed, it is saying that, you know, growth is not happening like it should because there's this internal conflict going on.
But that king tells me you can push through. You just need to focus. That somehow some of this is a distraction in your mind, and you need to try to focus there.
Yours.
Okay. Why is it
That's
always
right.
mine?
We never did because I told you to put them down. We had another reading.
Jenna, don't go far because I have an announcement to make that you might be interested in hearing right after this reading. And yeah, now I know exactly which Jenna you are. There is another Jenna. She's forgetting the other
I haven't
Jenna.
forgotten, but I knew which one you were.
So I forgot which one you
Yes.
were. You're the one that likes anime. All right, so the first one is Coffin and then Skeleton Key.
Wow, the key is to put something to rest, something to bed. There is something that you need to let go of, Sile, in order to move forward, you know, and to be on a path that's growthful for you.
Do you think that the King of Wands is Tien? Do you think that they... Okay, you took that back. Never mind then.
Again, this is about growth.
I know, but they asked
Okay.
a question which they retracted.
Okay.
See?
Well,
Sorry, I'm with it.
Do you know what? It
I'm
just
with
came
it.
up on my screen.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say it if I wasn't seeing it. Okay, so what am I supposed to do now?
Well, you know what the key means.
The key really is about how you figure out what is most important or where you need to focus your energies or your whatever.
Right.
And with the coffin, it informs that. So the idea is what she said, that basically there are certain things that you need to discard, or you'll find that that's what you need to discard. So maybe that's what this refers to, is that once you decide what you need to discard, to put it to rest, as she said, that maybe more advancement will happen.
Yeah. Hey,
And yeah, you're not necessarily wrong. I felt that there was a tie between your questions.
I think it could be too, but I just want to make clear that they might be different questions. But of course, they could relate to the situation that you asked about first.
Right, because it does also go that way too. It could.
And that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Okay, Jenna, I wanted to tell you that Madam Banshee and I will be reading live for the first time in years because of COVID and stuff at an event in Detroit called the Detroit Witches Ball. We have a table set up there for Tarot for Today, and I've asked a good friend of mine who is a seamstress to make a wonderful kind of costume. It's more like an elegant costume. And I'm going to do an unboxing when it arrives. It's coming in the mail.
We're
She's
so excited.
She's not. You're welcome.
So I'm more excited about reading at our first event. That's really exciting.
I'm excited about
to me.
that too. But once
So
I feel...
Angel Rivera, moving along because we're into overtime now. You are up, Angel Rivera. We're going to get to you right now. So he
is not here for his reading.
Single card.
I'm inclined to cut the mic.
I'm going to use this deck for Angel Rivera, the Jack-o'-lantern. If you don't mind, he just wants one card.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do the
You're
bottom.
welcome, Celia.
We'll do the bottom look.
Tell us about the bottom look, Banshee.
Used to watch Face Off on the Sci-Fi Channel.
And
They used to say that.
Mackenzie would always say that to Glenn. Tell us about the bottom look, Glenn. It was a sci-fi makeup show, and it was fabulous.
All right.
Mr. Angel Rivera.
You're welcome, Celia. Okay, so after Angel, Mr. Maurice will be next, Divine You, and then Jenna.
Not bad at all.
All right. Angel Rivera, you've got the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is reversed here.
Can you answer, Jenna?
Oh, Jenna, there's just two people in front of you now after Angel Rivera. This will
Okay.
go quickly, trust me. So, the Five of Wands reversed, Angel Rivera. It looks like things are going to start settling down. I know I look at this maybe a little differently from... No, we look at this right, maybe. I feel the Five of Wands reversed indicates that things might be settling down. Sometimes not necessarily for good reasons. Sometimes I feel like people just give up fighting for what they believe in or want. They just decide to give up and say, okay, I'll just go with what you want. But I feel like, this is a time where things kind of settle down a bit. The dust settles.
I actually don't feel that often about this. I sort of feel that it's more likely that maybe people within the situation understand that they're flailing and that they're not going to get anywhere. But I don't think that it turns into any kind of benevolence. It's just maybe mostly like the wind sort of being knocked out of them, kind of thing. Like maybe they just realize they're impotent in certain levels. And so I think that could be saying that this is applying to a situation that has really concerned you or maybe has aggravated you in certain ways. It's just going to dissipate on its own, but it might take a little while and be a little bit messy.
And here's the bottom look. It's the Fool reversed. Maybe some people are backing off from a position that others felt was too risky, or that there was too much, involved in that. And so they're deciding, the better thing to do is just, to just say, okay, maybe we're not going to entertain this idea or thought.
There's a bad thought that are coming to them that maybe if they're actually able to look within a little bit, they sort of feel there's a bad outcome.
And finally, for you, Angel, a couple Lenormand. We'll look at this. Oh, look, it's the Horseman again who's come up, along with the Tower. This is definitely work-related. And the Horseman means that there's probably, this is some kind of communication or some kind of move that's going to be made. And I think it's relating to this.
Right. I feel it's related to that. And like I said, I differ from Banshee with that. I sort of feel like this is saying some useless flailing maybe before people realize they're looking a little bit, silly or like they made a foolish choice.
And I feel like there's going to be some signal here that people are making a move to back down, to chill a bit, and, not go this particular foolish, shall we say, route.
All right.
So that's what we have for you, Angel. The Tower, of course, is about a place of business, so I will say that, or an institution of some sort. Okay, we're moving on to Dr. V is not here. Mr. Maurice, you are up. I hope you're still with us. I hope you are. We are on you right now. And then we'll be Divine You with just an Oracle reading and Jenna.
And we got a whole mess of likes on our live stream today. So I wanted to thank everybody that liked, everybody that's checking it out. And Mr. Maurice is with us. Hi there.
All right. Oh, man. How will it be when you go back to work? How will it be? All right. Your cards?
Sure. And I'm a little confused. Maybe it's been a while because I thought you were mentioning a work situation. Maybe it wasn't your regular one, or has it really been that long?
Or it could be somebody else because I
forget who people are.
We do a lot of work-related reading.
There is that.
It's either work or love are the most that come up, obviously, But today we had a family issue come up. Sometimes we have questions about spirits and ghosts and, also messages from the divine or past lives. So it's hard sometimes to keep it all straight, but we do try. The more we see you and we get a pattern, sometimes we realize, oh yeah, we asked about this before.
Sadly, Mr. Jones, I can relate on the back issues. I've had back problems my whole life.
And me later in life, I do have them.
I've had sciatica. I've had a bulge disc. That's my last diagnosis. And I find that because of my own disposition, I can't do a lot of drug kind of remedies, so I have to work on my physicality. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Yeah.
Oh.
My muscle back there is basically spastic, and so if I don't keep it in shape, I have problems like that.
First card is the Six of Cups, upright. Second card is the Four of Staves are what, Mr. O?
Wands.
Okay, they're not swords. Four of Wands, that is reversed. And the Emperor's reversed. So, we got some things to...
May I?
Sure.
Well, I think that Six of Cups says mostly you want things to be like they were before from the past, maybe when things were more pleasant for you or when the back injury wasn't a problem. So this indicates to me that you mostly enjoy your work, or that you feel at least you do well there. The Four of Wands would also indicate that too, that it's not the absolute highlight of your life. You're not the person who works because you need those things. You're not career driven, you're not money driven, you're not driven in those ways, but it fulfills a pretty important part of your life or how you feel about yourself. So then that takes us to the Emperor reversed, and so it may indicate that you are wondering if anything happening with your repair to health will affect your standing, your autonomy in the workplace, how you can still do the things you did, or whether or not some of that will be overseen by others, perhaps.
So, Mr. Maurice, I agree completely with that first card that he said, the Six of Cups. There's not much to add there other than to say, yes, you're looking back at the times where, at happier times when everything was well and good in the workplace, and you'd like to have that back. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. Now, the Four of Wands reversed is not a bad card either way, but what I would say, since it's reversed, is that it's saying that it's not going to be the same for you. It may not be unhappy, but it's not going to be completely the same for you. So you have to kind of try to realize that, and what's the word I want to say with the Emperor here? You want to really try to regain a sense of self-control or control.
Autonomy.
Oh, self-autonomy is good. Self-autonomy or control of your environment on your job, So long as you can do that, and this is reversed, I think that's the challenge for you here, is to try to maintain that self-autonomy and to try to make it work for you. But it may not be completely the same for you. Like, for example, okay, so you've hurt your back. Maybe now you have a prescription for exercise or physical therapy or things that you can or cannot do. So you just have to recognize the fact that things are not going to necessarily be the same for you anymore, that there may be things that you have to incorporate in your routine or how you do things to work on this job. So that's going to be the challenge for you, I think, going forward.
Hi, Nikki, and I think we can take you. We are already in overtime, or we're pretty close. Yeah, we're in overtime.
I think we can do it.
You will probably be our last
Yeah.
person, though.
Yeah. Just in the future, we end at 4, so keep that in mind, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're on from 2 to 4. But we're going to do it because a couple of these readings are on the shorter side, so we should be able to get you there.
Okay, so we're going to pull for Mr. Maurice.
It's your Lenormand.
The Lenormand. Why is it always my Lenormand?
I just
Hi,
did
Jenna.
mine. Why are you always saying that?
I guess we're going faster than I thought we are. Are you sure we're not skipping people?
No, we're not.
Are you sure not skipping your turn?
No, we're not.
Alrighty. There's those bats again. Ooh, and a black cat. Okay, so we have the bats, which are really the birds in Lenormand. And then we have the black cat, which is really the dog.
Oh, good for you, Mr. O.
So this is about loyalty, good friends, loyalty, maybe a companion. This is about news, possibly gossip. So it could be that maybe somebody that you trust will tell you something news-wise. Maybe it's gossipy about your work situation. I don't know that it's a negative for sure, but it may pertain to some of what we've talked about.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel here that the black cats could be about friendship, loyalty, co-workers, people you're closer with. There is some news coming from them. Whether it, and I can't really say more about it. I'm not really sure what this is. They may offer you some tips, some advice. They may tell you what the scuttlebutt is at work if you are worried and concerned about what people are thinking or talking about you. I mean, it could be that. It's a little bit vaguer to me, the Lenormand in this case, Mr. Maurice, but I think these cards pretty much stood alone speaking for themselves on what things are going to be like for you.
Alrighty. So I hope that helps.
So I hope that helps, and thanks for waiting, and glad we got you in today. And I'm wishing you the best. Absolutely. It's not easy to work with a sore back. Oh my gosh. Sometimes dragging myself from my car to my workplace was hard in and of itself. So Divine You, we're going to use the Crow cards for you. And after Divine You is Jenna and then Nikki. So see, we're so close to the end. This will go fast.
So just throw in another little reminder to watch Banshee's show on Sunday mornings. Banshee. Also, there'll be a happy hour later this week. We're pretty sure it's Saturday at 5 o'clock.
Where it's the no argument between Mr. O and Banshee zone. Because everything is happy.
I'm thinking of that song by the Cowsills. You could make me happy.
We don't argue
happy,
about cards.
happy.
We don't argue about cats.
Love is in the air. Flowers everywhere. Mr. O wishes he was a high-pitched tenor singer in a boy band 50 years ago.
Whoa, Divine You, what's this? Are you whipping up a little mischief by chance?
Ooh.
Let's take a look at that one and see what that is talking about here. As John Marsluff points out in his book, crows and ravens have a penchant for pulling tails. Dog tails, cat tails, cow tails, even other bird tails. If it has a tail, a crow will feel compelled to pull it. It appears that some may be doing this to distract the animal, but other times it's purely to get a rise out of another creature. Mischief indicates an annoyance. It's nothing detrimental, just a situation that causes a bit of short-term grief. You may be the target of someone's delinquency or bad behavior. This card may also indicate that you need to add some innocent mischief or passion into your own life. In other words, be a little silly, goofy sometimes. Play a little prank once in a while. But it's also indicating that kind of thing you could be the butt of right now.
Right, so this could be talking to a little bit about maybe various interpersonal situations. I think Banshee's got something live here.
Well, yeah, because I pulled the bottom card and I got exposed.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Did I have that card? I think I had that card recently on a Catter Day
I don't
card.
remember.
It was a cat card that was called Exposed.
Okay, it probably means something different.
Alone and unprotected, the fledgling is vulnerable to attack. Exposed may indicate being thrust into the spotlight, and not in a good way. As a result, you may feel helpless and fear possible criticism. Exposed may also point to an open and free opportunity for the taking, as there will not be much in the way of opposition. So, you know what? Create a little mischief at your own peril. But the other thing could indicate that if somebody's pulling a prank on you, they could be exposed. You'll figure it out, and you'll reveal it before it really affects you. It's kind of what I think it's talking about here.
Right. It seems like it's a little bit not totally serious, like it just figures into your life maybe more on the intrapersonal level. I don't know that it has any resonance to past situations that we talked about before. Maybe I get a feeling like maybe it's about children, your children. So I don't know if maybe somebody might be pranking you just to sort of get you to play with them in a way. So maybe somebody's looking for your playful nature to assert itself.
All right, and I guess it's my Lenormand turn. See how I got that right? So, let's see what's going on here. And Jenna, you will be next, so don't go anywhere.
You're welcome, Mr. Maurice. Hope to see you again.
Let's see if we get more information on what this is about. I don't know. I think it's pretty much nothing at all that's detrimental because look, there's the tree here and there's the stars. And so, it's rare we pull Lenormand with oracles. It can get a little tricky, but I decided to do it in this case to see if I could get more information. So I wonder maybe if this is something related to social media. The only reason I say that is the stars are here, and the stars sometimes means like the vast world wide web, the internet. But I don't know. I almost feel like this is something that is hardly going to affect you at all. You're going to land on your feet, and whatever the case may be here, if you get exposed for doing something that maybe you shouldn't have or was a little goofy or somebody calls you out on something minor, it's not going to affect you that much. There's a lot of hope and growth here for you.
whatever these mean, I agree with Banshee. I don't think these are really existentially problematic here. And remember, I said something about how maybe some of this was about people in your family or certain other connections. And so I sort of feel the tree reinforces that idea that maybe this is just going to say that what spirit or the message is saying is that this might be a time for you to take a little downtime and relax by engaging with people, maybe finding, a mischief you might have had as a younger person, or maybe finding that anew for yourself just by interacting with people who represent a little bit of the diversity in your life. Because I think the stars is that too, is just saying that there are strong forces in your life, Divine, and things come in and maybe they look good and maybe they dissipate, but any true star lasts longer than anything. And so the stars are on your side, really.
You seem like such a serious, on-point person. I don't know, maybe this exposed just says expose yourself to just some fun and almost mindless activities, some goofing around. It sort of reminds me of that, like goofing around when I'm looking at this overall.
Be like Mr. O, but not too much.
I don't know, it's kind of a very lighthearted, in my mind, more than serious reading that came out of the Oracle for you, Divine You. That's all I can say. So I hope you're not disappointed in that, but that's what the crows had for you. That's what the crows are cawing. Is that what you say, cawing? They caw today. And Jenna, you are up. Oh, one of those again, eh?
Thank you, lovely Divine. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Jenna. Are you looking for a general reading, or do you have a question today? A general. Okay, so is it my deck? It's yours, isn't it?
Yes.
It's yours? It's mine. Didn't we use one of mine? No. I'll tell you what, we'll just use one. It's okay.
Yeah, why am I think it was mine, but go ahead. We'll use mine for Nikki.
Yeah. So hang on, Nikki, because we will get to you just after Jenna's reading here. And don't forget, everybody, to hit the like button if you haven't. A general for Jenna. Just don't become a general.
I just love the tweet, the spiritual warfare person. You know what? They're waging spiritual warfare. Well, guess what? I'm not fighting. We're not fighting.
General Jenna was genuinely... Hold on, I had it. No, I don't have it. Was generally genuine. I know, pretty labored.
It is a little labored, Mr. O, but I'll take it. All right.
Remember me if you take that name and become famous.
Well, we have the High Priestess reversed. And we have the Two of Swords upright. And we have the Two of Pentacles, is it?
Yes, that's the Two of Pentacles.
Reversed.
Reversed. Muscle Man guy.
All right. There's two twos here.
Yeah, there's two
That's
twos.
noteworthy. So balance might be an issue right now.
And the High Priestess.
Right, a balance between, I feel, your spiritual and your material side here. Maybe called into order. It's...
Well, you mentioned going to Kohl's, and you're also talking about, getting back into or doing more sewing and needing machinery. So these are challenges for you to some degree, but they may not be, your worst challenges. Mostly, I think it's about deciding exactly how to do those things, because there's probably more than one opportunity.
I think to make a practical decision in your life right now about, you know, something, and it may be related to work or what you find more spiritually, what fulfills you more spiritually. You have to make a decision
They're
here
not bad.
at some point. No, they're not bad. I think that right now is a time to sit back and look at your life, look at your material life in particular, and how it affects the other aspects of your life. And in particular, your more spiritual, maybe deeper, reflective sides of life.
Right, exactly. And I sort of feel too that maybe you know that really you want to focus on more material parts of your life. So some of this is really about getting organized in your head a little bit more too, or seeking others who can give you some of that information. That's the high priestess there too, is that you might need to seek more information about doing some of those things. And you're on a process of doing that. Yes, money.
It really is a neutral zone, you're right. But that Two of Pentacles reverse there seems to indicate to me that the problems with the juggling act may be more on the material side of life. That right now, either work is taking a toll on you, maybe it drains you in some way, psychically or spiritually, so you just feel kind of dampened down. And so you've got to make some decisions on how to balance things out a little bit more for you.
These are both twos, Jenna, and so they do sort of talk about the idea that you're trying to find perspective and balance for the different parts of your life. And it's a struggle a little bit, or not a struggle, but it's what you do.
Yeah.
So is it my turn
That's
again?
what we have. Oh, yeah, it's your turn. We got to do the Lenormand. You remembered. Mr. O, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. And saving is never easy. We know that for most of our life.
As I just bought tarot decks, yes.
Okay, so we have our two Lenormands for Jenna. We have the Blood Moon, which is the moon. Creepy. And then we have the Ball and Chain, which is the whip.
Anchor.
Oh, the anchor, yes.
The whip. Yeah,
Sorry.
the whip and broom were together.
I want to whip you with that ball and chain.
Actually, they're not. The number 35, the anchor.
Okay.
And so I kind of feel like the anchor is saying right now, it seems like what's weighing heavily on you is your work. I feel like the moon is about employment and job success and material success. Those kind of things are weighing you down right now. But, you know, all that means is that that's where you've had to put a lot of emphasis. And when you're ready to shift that emphasis, you know, and maybe that's what this Two of Swords is here about, is thinking of ways to kind of dial it down a little bit and make time for the other important things in your life.
Well, that's right, Jenna, what you said there, because I think that the moon is also about, you know, your business life or your fortune, how you're getting ahead. So yes, it is saying that maybe, you know, consider the prospect of keeping that in your bag of tricks, so to speak. You know, that, you know, you make a rule for yourself. I'm going to save 5%, 10%, 25%, whatever you can do.
And that's what we have for you, Jenna.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you back. Hope things go well for you.
Good luck.
All right, so Nikki, you are up, and we will close the show with your reading.
There you go.
Oh, hey, that's cool. And yeah, maybe you need to really let that take off, because maybe that's going to be important to you. I don't know. I wonder about that. More important than coals at some point. Okay, well, it is. Well, we're going to try to get a general look at your marriage. This is obviously projecting future. Let's do just 3 cards.
And then we'll
what we
take it
get.
from there. Okay,
Yeah, I think
so
we
it's
have
your
to do
deck.
it that way. Yep. We'll bring this nice festive one out again.
You're welcome, Jenna. I always figured when you come back you would have some good news for us, and I think you have today. So I thank you for sharing that. So just want to mention to people that you can also go to our website, tfttarotfortoday.com. We have more comprehensive readings there that may be better for answers to serious questions. You do have to order those.
But of course, those are for cost. We also have a blog we're working on that will have a variety of topics. Right now I'm focusing on getting some reviews out, but there will be more, a variety of things. I will update my health status there at some point too. I did one blog post about that early on, and I definitely need to update everybody because everything has gone in a better direction. I mean, it'll never be perfect, but you know, it's a lot more hopeful than it was.
No need to apologize, Nikki.
No, I know there's a lot on your mind, Nikki. It's okay. We'll see what the cards can tell us. Okay, the King of Wands is reversed here. The Three of Cups is upright. Wow, it's such an interesting combination of cards. The Four of Cups is also upright. You know, On the one hand, with the King of Wands reversed, it just seems like right now is a time to focus on pulling yourself together and envisioning the future you want. I think this is a time where really you shouldn't be aggressively pursuing anything. That's not saying single life is necessarily better for you, but that maybe this right now is not a time for you to be overly aggressively pursuing this. I'm going to let you tackle that card now.
Well, I saw what you wrote there, Nikki, so I appreciate that. I think some of that might be summed up with this Four of Cups, the idea that now maybe other thoughts, are something you really have to contemplate or think about, and that maybe there's not a sense of surety in how you will think about some of those things you've mentioned. But this seems to indicate that there is happiness maybe coming, or that you are focused towards finding your happiness.
I bet there is.
You are focused towards finding your happiness, or you will be finding it. I think it's going to happen. I don't know if it's happening in relationship to what you've just now said. The King of Wands reversed maybe is talking about somebody, or a kind of quality of somebody who's not really engaged socially, or maybe trying to be their best, kindest person, like that. Banshee's waiting.
I really want you to go through the whole thing because I think that I can't focus on mine when you do that. So, but it's okay. It's okay.
Why don't you go ahead then?
No, I wanted you to finish. Did you finish that card?
More or less for now, I'm good.
Well, because see, I see two things here, Nikki, and that's why I'm a little confused. But okay, going with what I said the first time, because I think I have to finish that thought. The King of Wands here is indicating that you need to not, aggressively pursue this at this time. That you need to get out more and be able to really get yourself in a position of seeing and meeting more people that might help, that might bring a relationship more towards you, that might bring somebody towards you, that could be positive and constructive. And I sense here a hesitation. I sense here an unwillingness to do that because of this Four of Cups. There's opportunities maybe being offered, but it's almost like you're holding back and you're waiting for something to happen. And that's probably what you mentioned here, that Davidas that is not necessarily interested in you. So let's explore that a little bit in relation to what I see here. If this is Davidas, I think he's not the one. He is not the one for you, according to what I'm seeing here. He is somebody who may be playing the field or definitely interested in possibly marrying someone else. I feel something else is going on here with Davida if I look at that in relation to these cards. And so to wait for that opportunity might be missing others.
Nikki actually did say that she was moving on from Davidas.
Okay. Well, I wanted to bring that up because I sense here there's some hesitation internally going on here.
And I know we were a little abrupt there, but I did sort of feel that the Knight of Wands reversed could represent that personality.
The King of Wands.
I'm sorry. Could represent Davidas or somebody like them. I sort of feel like maybe both of these cards could talk about what you're talking about in terms of your society, and we totally understand that. We've had a number of folks here who have talked about those kind of things, so we understand that,
What to do? I would say what to do is look for other opportunities where you can meet people, socialize. And I understand the thing about arranged marriage too. So I honestly don't know how that fits into it. If you need to get your family involved and, say that you are ready for a relationship, a healthy relationship with someone. But I feel that you have to start now to create those opportunities. But don't be too aggressive about it. Maybe, like I said, maybe this isn't so I'm rethinking here. Maybe this isn't so much the time to get your family involved yet, but to try to scope the landscape out for yourself.
This card here, the Three of Cups, does have an aspect that is about society or a greater community. And like I said before, it is saying ultimately you are focusing towards happiness. But it is also a reflection too, maybe, of what you said, that, society your culture will expect to see a nice wedding here. You're best served perhaps by being able to, make sure you're making the right choice, to contemplate those choices.
It is absolutely hard to fall in love again. You lose trust. It's difficult. It's hard. I understand. I mean,
I'm sorry.
I feel bad because, I have a relationship here that's spanning 40 plus years. So I understand, even though I haven't been there, that it's hard to trust again when things fall apart. So let's see if the Lenormand can offer a little bit more guidance here for you, or show where things might be headed, if nothing else. This is so... Okay, so we have the coffin, along with the cross.
The cross was first.
So I feel like there's still something in you, and you are moving on. I feel that. If you say it, I have to believe it, but the cards are telling me that there is still something in you that is grieving this loss, this relationship that has ended. It's probably too because there are so many pressures on you to marry. It would have been nice.
Davidas is still in your life, so there's always going to be this thing there.
But you're feeling this loss that you can't get the affection that maybe you wanted, perhaps, from this person. I feel like there's some book, there's some chapter in your life. If it's not Davidas, it's something else. Whether it's a relationship, it's something else in your life that you need to close before you can move forward. And I really feel that there's something that still is causing you some sadness and pain that you have to release and let go of with love and move forward.
I agree with what she said about those cards. I can't add anything to the coffin or the cross, but I do feel that the 3 and the 4 of Cups says that these are things that are still works in progress, that are not set in stone. The idea that there is something you can contemplate and move towards a resolution that, and this card does, for a lot of readings, really point towards marriages or unions.
I think for sure, from what you just asked, that yes, I think it is perfectly fine for you to focus on your career for a time, because you know what? Sometimes when we put our focus somewhere else, like on the career, guess what happens? Love comes knocking at the door. And guess what else? Sometimes you find it where you work at, like we did.
There you go. The other thing I would say, though, is you mentioned 28, and that's right around what astrologers consider to be the second Saturn return, that it's approximately maybe 27, 28, 29, when the planet Saturn has moved 28 or 9 years around and come back to its original position. So what does that mean? Saturn governs the lessons of time, the lessons of responsibilities we must learn. So it would be a good time to maybe channel into being a student at this time. The Saturn return lasts...
Or your career, right.
Or your career. The Saturn return lasts approximately 2 years. Some of this may be what's affecting you in terms of focusing on your career. It's only 2 years. It might seem a long time for people in your society, but even at your age, you'll have to trust me on this. It's not forever.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nikki. We are cute sometimes. We try to be. But thank you so much. And I hope you got something out of that reading, and come back and see us again. So that's our show. We're a little bit over time, so we're going to wrap.
We're setting a new trend.
We're going to wrap up and thank everybody for a lively show today. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great reading for everybody, and wishing everybody success going forward. So good luck. See us again soon.
You're welcome, Nikki.
We'll be back here Thursday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.